What's going on, beautiful people? We are live. Today, we're going to be going over some of the best investment strategies for beginners. Okay. So if you find yourself stuck or trying to find where's the bottom, where's too high, and you're feeling like it's FOMO and all this, I want to go over a few basic things so you all understand the basics of investing as well as trading. Okay. So we're going to cover some indexes. Hold on. Background. Okay. Okay. That's good. I got some sound. Uh, Comment ones if you can hear me, twos if you cannot. Last week we had some issues. Um, Hold on, y'all. Somewhere. Oh, we're live on Instagram too. Yo, are we live on Instagram? What's up, Instagram? Oh man, this is crazy. So I can't see your comments on Instagram, but if you want to join us on YouTube, we're over on YouTube. Okay. So, all right, let's do this. We're going to go over indexes as well as some of the ETFs and their inverses, okay? Because I want you all to understand like when is low, when is high, when do you can you find support and resistance in the market. But we're going to keep this short and sweet. But if you have any questions, please drop them in the chats. I'll make sure to get to them. Let me drop over to our YouTube so I can make sure I'm not missing comments. Hold on one second. All righty, boom. All right, let's go. The first index we're going to go over is the Dow Jones. Okay, the Dow Jones is like watching some of the top companies in America. Okay, it's not specifically any industry specific. Back in the day, it was just the top 30. I believe there is more than 30 now, but the Dow Jones is a very, I guess, marginalized view of America's economy. Okay. So when you're watching the Dow Jones, you can look at DJI is the index. Okay. But if you want to trade it, you can do DIA, which is the Dow Jones ETF. Now, what just happened here? Okay, there we go. So this is DIA, which is the Dow Jones ETF. So if you want to trade Dow Jones or if you want to invest in the Dow Jones, you can use this ETF. Okay. So you can see here that the best times to invest in these types of assets is when we're either in reversal bands. Now, this is Cheat Code Algo. If you don't have Cheat Code Algo, you can get a free trial of this at cheatcodealgo.com. Okay. So I always use this as a tool to let me know when are the best times for entry. Okay. So my reversal bands, this blue and this green, is going to let me know when I can find areas of support. Okay. So it can be on the top side too, right? So you can see right now we're on the high end of the reversal bands. So we're looking at, over, and our heat map candles are on. Okay. So our heat map candles are saying, hey, we're overbought, right? And we're in our reversal bands on the higher end. Okay. So you can see this red and this yellow right here. So I use this as a tool so that if you are invested in the Dow Jones and you want to hedge or you want to prepare for any types of market downturns or profit off of that, you can use the SDow, which is the inverse to this. So if the Dow Jones is high, then that means the inverse is super low. Okay. So anytime that you want to look for warning signs of whether your index or whatever you're trading is too hot, you can always look at the inverse. And if the inverse is making new lows and in the ruts, and we've got our heat map candles doing the opposite, right? They're showing that price is cooling off, right? It's oversold. All right. So and you can see our swing right here is triggering as well. And we're over in the oversold area in our squeeze as well. So you can see that this is also turning blue with the heat map. So these are the types of things that you want to look for. The auto trend lines can show you these rejections as well. So anytime you see something coming into these trend lines, you want to see, are we going to be able to make it over it? Are we going to break out? Or are we going to reach some rejection? So want to make sure everybody understands that. Drop a 1 in the chat if you understand what's going on, a 2 if you're completely lost. Okay. So that covers the Dow Jones. So when you hear people talking about the Dow Jones, this is what we're looking at. Well, not this, but DJI. Okay, so make note of that. This is one of the top indexes, especially around the world, right? I mean, people are watching this around the world. All right. So next is going to be one of my favorites, the S&P 500, which is going to be SPX. Okay. So you can see here that all indexes have been running hot, right? We're on the Santa Claus rally. Fed said they might be thinking about cutting interest rates or at least hinting at it. And they're not looking to increase. So they're going to be pausing some of these rate hikes. So when we talk about that, that's really what gave it that rally. So if you don't know where this boost came from, it was from Jay Powell and the Federal Open Market Committee meetings that happen. So you always want to pay attention to those as they come, because they can make some really profitable opportunities if you're in the right direction. Okay, so you can see here that the S&P 500 is running hot as well. We're right on the edge here of our reversal bands, really kind of forming some doji candles up here, right, where prices sort of bulls and bears are fighting it out. Okay, bulls obviously want to push this higher for a Santa Claus rally. Bears are just wanting this to come down, right? So swing is higher. Squeeze is in this overbought area as well. So you want to pay attention to this. Okay. Now, if you want to trade this, you can trade the SPX, right? But you can also trade an ETF like the SPY, which is the SPY. Okay. So this tracks the index S&P 500. So you can see it's doing the exact same thing. So when you talk about, man, I want to invest in the S&P 500, you can do it through these ETFs. Okay. So like I said, as a good rule of thumb, the best time to get in the market is usually when we're in our reversal bands. You can see these auto trend lines showing us some support here, right? As long as we don't see a break here, we've got support. All right. So you always want to pay attention to these signals as well, and pay attention to the swing and the squeeze, because they'll show you the direction and the strength of this trend as we hit higher price targets, right? So I don't want everybody to feel like FOMO, I'm gonna miss out on this rally, right? This rally could be thinning out. Okay, our heat map candles are obviously saying that, hey, it's red hot up here, baby. Okay, so if you want to trade the inverse of this, so if the market is running hot, then the inverse would be in the hole. Okay, the inverse is down bad. All right, so this is, like I said, this is a tool that if you're investing in the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, or even stocks that are within those things, you always want to pay attention to the inverses index, the inverses to the index, because they'll let you know, right? If an inverse is running hot, that means that there's support in the market. I need to be buying when the inverse of the market is too high, right? But if the inverse of the market is running low and it's going to find some support down here, I don't want to be caught at the top of the market. Okay. So pay attention to these things, because if they start turning around and pulling themselves up, it will pull the index back. So you can see here, this starting to signal here on the swing, as well as the squeeze is in oversold territories. So, and you can see what happened last time we had a signal, which was right before August and September. So it was in the same type of position, got a caution candle, and sure enough, the worst 2 months came, right? But if you're not paying attention to these things, you're not really seeing the foresight of what's happening in the market, because a lot of people are like, I feel like a lot of people are he say, she say, said he was going to keep going up and they're going to say it's going to go down, but these things are just going to tell you the truth, right? I always say, don't follow the news, follow the charts, right? So that is the S&P 500. Drop some ones in the chat if you're understanding everything. Drop some twos if you don't. Dominique Smith dropped a 2. He said he don't understand. What's up, Dominique? Or is it's a woman? I'm sorry, Dominique. Let me know if you dropped the question in the chat, Dominique. Let me know what you didn't understand, because I do want people to understand this, but I also want to keep it short and sweet. So we've already covered the Dow Jones. We've covered also the S&P 500 just now. Okay. So up next is a really volatile one, a really great one to trade. NDX is the NASDAQ. Okay. So this is the NASDAQ 100 index. Okay. So when you're talking about tech stocks, you can see that they have been on a real strong rally, right? Even we had the swing kind of come in and confirm right before Fed meeting and everything that, hey, direction's about to change. I know y'all want to be bears, but hey, I think the direction is about to swing higher. And of course we did. We even had higher price targets here with the cheat code algo. So like I said, best times to come into these indexes is when we're in the reversal bands. This is where you're going to get the best trends. Okay. Especially if you're buying whole, right? You can buy the right thing at the wrong time, right? You don't want to buy it up here. Let's buy it down here, right? I always say, don't chase the prices, right? That's like number one rule for me. Never chase prices. I feel like everything that goes up, and the NASDAQ just hit a new high, right? So when we look at the QQQ, which is an ETF for the NASDAQ, you can see here that we've hit new highs, right? So, I mean, literally, this is where we peaked last in 2021, and then the market started crashing all of 2022, right? So what goes up must come down. So, you know, I don't want to buy it at the top. I want to, you know, find some prices that are lower or maybe even closer to the reversal bands for entry. Okay, so the QQQ is an ETF that tracks the NASDAQ. So when you say, hey, I want to invest in the NASDAQ and tech stocks, I'm bullish on tech, you want to watch QQQ. All right. Now, as a rule of thumb, as investing, I always say, wait for lower prices. They're going to come. What goes up must come down. Even if this continues to move higher, it's got to come down, right? Because we're in uncharted territories at this point. We have to eventually have to prove these prices. Even if we move higher, it's coming back down at some point. So just be patient. It's the number one rule of the game, patience. So if you want to also watch the opposite side of this, you want to hedge or you want to profit on the downside of stocks, or if you just want to know when is the market running hot or running too cold, right? So if this is high, I'm buying, right? When this is high and getting too hot, when these heat map candles are heating up and I don't see a break over these trend lines, I'm buying stocks, right? So back at the end or mid-October, I'm buying stocks. As this moved higher, it let me know that there was more support coming in the market, right? Because inverses don't keep going up, right? Because at the end of the day, the indexes essentially go up over time, right? They may have these dips, but in the long term, it's just doing just this incline, right? Which means that the inverses are going in the hole all the time. So anytime they go up, it's obvious that they're going to be going back down, right? It's just their inevitable demise, right? So anytime they're going higher, this is opportunities to buy. Anytime they're moving lower, you want to be a little more cautious in the market, because if the spikes up like it did before August here and starts to get support this is July, right? So July is getting you all the signals. It's like, hey, whoa, we just changed to a bullish trend. We got a caution candle. These heat map candles are starting to move out of this reversal. And here we are in August, bringing the market down, right? Had a little breath, took it right back down in September. Okay, so pay attention to the inverses because they'll give you insight into where the market can be heading. So as long as this is moving lower, the market is moving higher. But if this is too low and starts to throw caution candles and this trend starts to move higher off of these squeeze and the swing, then it's going to pull the market down, right? So always pay attention to these things because they're going to give you the better prices into the market. And these are just the indexes. So I want to make sure y'all don't have any questions. QQQ, Face Blue, where the inverse to the SPX. So it's fine. As you can say, need assistance setting up my cheat code. Yeah, there's actually a video on doing that, Dominique. I got you. Where the inverse to the SPX. I went over that in the beginning, so I'll do this again. We also have all these. I'm gonna just take y'all over here because I don't want to go back over it and bore you. But actually, let me do a quick overview. All right, Dow Jones, DJI. All right, DJI is the Dow Jones. Okay, so you've got the Dow Jones here. I'm on some. I'm out here in the middle of Chile, and my Wi-Fi a little slow, so y'all bear with me. I got music playing in the background and stuff. Probably need to pause that. All right, so this is the Dow Jones. All right, and the DIA is the ETF to the Dow Jones. Okay, so then you've also got the inverse to the Dow, which is the SDow. All right, and then you've got the S&P 500 SPX. He asked for the inverse to this, but if you want to trade it or invest in this, the ETF would be the SPY. All right, so the SPY is going to be the ETF, and then the inverse. I'm trying to let it load. Okay, there we go. That's the this is the SPY, which you can trade the S&P 500, and then the SPXU is the inverse to this. Now there are other ones. This is just one I particularly watched. There's another one, SPXS is another inverse, but it's going to look the same, right? I mean, they're both inverses to the S&P 500. So just you can use these as a way to track these as well. So let me make sure, drop a 1 in the chat if you understand, a 2 if you don't. Dominique, let me take you over to our YouTube so you all can see where to find these videos. Right here, I give you a little intro to cheat code algo. So I'll show you how to get the free trial, how to set it up, how to get your notifications, all that good jazz. So I'll do that there. And then for everybody that's asking about short and bearish ETFs, I go over all of them right here. I even have inverse ETFs. Okay. So, and then I've got bullish ones as well. So these have triple leverage ETF, things that go up with the market. Okay, so essentially these are things that go down when the market is going up, and these are things that go up with the market as well. So you can follow these things and watch these videos. It's free knowledge, totally free. Plus, if you want the cheat code algo, go over to cheatcodealgo.com. Click on the 7-day free trial right here, and then you'll get access to our Discord community as well. Now, in our Discord community, you'll literally be able to access free live trading floors. Doesn't matter if you do futures, Forex, crypto, stocks. I don't care. I don't care what you trade. We have a floor for it. We also have free chat rooms as well. So stocks and options, Forex, futures, crypto, even real estate. So it's a whole, and I'm sending these messages out when I go live. So I'm letting people know, hey, we're going to do some free stuff today. You can even see people throwing in some trades here. So it's a whole investing community with over 17,000 people from all over the world. Okay. And this is totally free. So if you want to get access, go to cheatcodealgo.com. Let me make sure you all don't have any questions before I go. Oh, we got some ones. That means everybody is understanding. Okay. And Dominique, like I said, does this do indicators for Forex? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Look at this. I'm gonna do another video where I kind of go over every market with cheat code algo. Okay, but obviously we went over stocks and ETFs. You wanted to trade. This is cool too. Let me show y'all how I know when the market's getting hot. Let's look at the euro. Okay, now the euro, if the euro is running hot, then okay, the euro could cook up a little bit more. So this is the daily chart on the euro. You can trade Forex as well. You can use this in any time frame. So I usually just look at the daily chart. I'm looking at swing trades, so I just focus on daily to look at overall trends. Now you can also look at the dollar, right? So if you want to look at the inverse to the euro, so if the euro is up, the dollar's down. So this is a way that you can track the dollar. I also go over this on YouTube. So if the dollar goes up though, y'all, be careful out there. That when this thing goes up, it pulls asset prices down. Okay. So be careful. Make sure if this is still going down, you're good to go. If this is going up, yeah, it's going to bring the market down with it. So that was Forex. You can trade futures as well. US 30. You can literally trade anything. Crypto, Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin. Look at this. Oof. Bitcoin's in our reversal bands on the top side. Got our trend. And look at this little trend line forming right here. We got a nice little channel forming. As long as Bitcoin can kind of keep this channel, we're good to go. But boy, if it breaks this trend line, we could be seeing some lower price targets on Bitcoin. Plus, we got some signals here on the squeeze and the swing. So definitely something to watch for. These have ETFs too. Like this has short and long. This is a short one. So if the Bitcoin's high, this is low. So if you like Bitcoin, follow the inverse. I keep telling y'all, man, this is how you know when you need to buy or sell, right? So if Bitcoin's inverse has been running hot, right, and it's getting rejection, then you should buy, right? If it keeps getting rejection and it's not going higher, then it's going to break this price, right? You saw a break of structure right here. So we saw that there was, hey, this is, man, if this thing keeps moving lower, Bitcoin keeps going higher, right? But right now we're seeing that it's kind of signaling on the downside. Now, when it signaled last time, this started to go higher, it pulls down the price of Bitcoin, right? So if this stays lower and keeps moving lower, then Bitcoin could move higher. But as you can see here, we zoom in, right? Yeah, we look like we're holding this trend line. If this thing gets support over 1352 and starts heading towards this first take profit level, this is the inverse, right? You can also trade an ETF that tracks it through futures. So this is something that moves tandem with Bitcoin. So you can see it's doing the same thing as Bitcoin. So if this breaks $20, then obviously Bitcoin is going to be falling as well. But I don't want to run these two. Oh, am I breaking up? Oh yeah, Algo 5 came out. I just went and bought it. I didn't watch and learn how to set it up. Yeah. Cool. My bad. I'm sorry I'm breaking up. But I hope you all understood most of what I went over. So we got a lot of ones in the chat. So I want to keep this short and sweet. So I'm going to go. I don't see any questions over here. So I'm assuming y'all understand it. Everybody's like, yo, good to go. All right. Cool beans. All right, y'all. It's been fun. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day. Holla.